Recording. All right, we are back. SWATcast is back. We've got a brand new guest.
Yes.
You guys know me, Adam. Johnny is here.
Fresh off a week off. Missed you.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. And we have another special guest tonight. I'm very excited about this one. I really don't know what to expect, to be honest with you. He's sending mixed signals here with a dolphin shirt. He's got a cheese head on. I referenced him earlier in the season with his roll out the barrel because he got a comment or a shout out from Johnny on that one. Um, so he's a SWAT enthusiast. Like that's how I'll put it. He always has back and forth conversations. You can tell he's excited about it. He has definitely at this point done way more research than Johnny has
Definitely.
in SWAT. I mean, it's fantastic. So it was a no-brainer to have him on. AJ, welcome to SWATcast.
Thank you so much, Adam. I'm happy
Welcome,
to be
AJ.
here. What's up? Shout out to the SWAT land, and it's an honor to be on the SWATcast. When I knew you guys were going all in on SWATcast, I figured I had to get involved and give you guys some material to work with at the minimum. So to explain
Sounds
the
good.
outfit, we got the big cheese with the Packers doing pretty good. The stinky cheese with the Dolphins, my home crew. We'll see if they can turn it around a little bit.
I gotcha. I gotcha. So I don't know if you could hear in the background, but I was playing Roll Out the Barrel for you.
Oh
But
man,
it was probably low. I don't know, Johnny, could you hear it at all or no?
No, no.
Oh, you couldn't hear it? All right. Well,
I'm.
I
Thank you for
tried.
that shout out. I appreciate it.
I tried, but maybe some audio difficulties. I'll see if I can figure that out. But um all right, so yeah, so obviously excited to have you on. Like I said, I'm not sure what to expect on this one. This is gonna be this is gonna be an interesting one. I feel it. But no, so why don't you so you are one of the non-Connecticut participants. You
Definitely
are in Florida, correct?
correct.
What part of Florida?
We're in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My whole crew is my SWAT family tree, I call it. So
SWAT
I
family
got some
tree.
coworkers in it. I have family in it. In the past SWAT cast podcasts, you guys have talked a little bit about, staying in it all the way through, right? Anything can happen in any given Domingo, as one of our team names is out there. Uh,
Yes.
One thing that's been helpful for us is to do a side bet on top of the SWAT crew, right? So if I keep my 10 family members, coworkers, friends, close friends on a little $20 side bet down here in South Florida, we got 10 people to, go against rather than 250, which keeps an incentive to, stay in it all the way through and not
I like
forgetting
it.
towards the end of the season. So that might be something helpful for everybody in SWAT land.
I do know there's a few others out there that there's three people that I know that I work with. I think they do a little bit of a side bet themselves
For sure.
for every season. So yeah, so that's
You're
hey,
you're
Just,
already doing the
just
heavy lifting, so taking 10 names off of your Excel sheet, right? Like not that hard for me to organize it from there. So
there you
shout
go.
out to you, your enthusiasm all the way through the whole season.
Awesome. No, I appreciate it.
disclaimer: we are not promoting any side gambling. I know with all these allegations that have come up recently with NFL, NBA, all these players. That's just a side note. So I'm sure it's just friendly wagers and no money's being crossed.
Right.
But this
Says the guy who puts a parlay out there every single week that never wins.
yeah. Well,
You want to play poker at some point, Johnny? I got a poker game. I'm gonna set that up, right?
oh man, Fort Lauderdale's cool though. I know AJ. The connection with you is my sister lived down there, right? That's how you knew my sister. I
Right.
was down there a couple times. I'm trying to think where we'd go down there. There's I know a ton of places I'm sure, but I think Funky Buddha I think was one of the places you went to.
Funky Buddha's
Uh,
a home turf.
phenomenal beer. It was Hop Gun I think was the best beer around there.
I agree with that. You just got to watch your quantity intake on those.
Also, don't forget Flanagan's best ribs around Flanagan's. I mean, fantastic.
Flanagan's does Katie and Will both big time. That's how I was introduced to SWAT. And when I was told the rules, I thought it was going to be super easy. Straightforward bet. I thought it was a brilliant idea. All season, no brainer entry. And the first season, I did pretty good though too. Like that's what kind of hooked me. But the Flanagans bringing it back. We got all into the Run Club locally, and that's where a few other SWAT members have popped up over the years. Flanagan's does a pretty killer 10K run, which I've enjoyed in the middle of a South Florida, thunderstorm in the past. But they do give you some free ribs at the end and a couple of beers. So shout out to them.
Nice.
Shout out them. And since we're in the spirit of doing shout outs, I wanted to shout out AccuDock.
Oh, nice.
We've got actually the first sponsored episode of, you can't see that because I'm in the weeds here, but the first sponsored SWATcast.
In more ways than one.
Sponsored by AccuDock. We are open to other if you want to send me merch, I'd be happy to give anybody my address and help promote your business. But again, cheers, AccuDock.
AccuDock, the leading manufacturer in floating dock systems and gangways, based down here in South Florida. I've been with them for 12 years. They've been on a 16-year run. They do everything from floating marinas to jet ski docks to work platforms. We've sold docks for regattas, public parks, all things, down here in South Florida is an awesome market, but not only, internationally and across the globe. So, yeah,
nice.
Thank you.
Nice. So how many people are in your office?
Right now we have a 50-person company in my office, maybe 15-ish.
And out of those 15, how many are SWAT members?
Right now we have 3 SWAT members. Jason Harrison, past champ. Wilmer, our engineer.
Got it.
But we've had more in the past. We've had a few more employees and that's a great conversation starter, right? SWAT with your coworkers.
Yeah.
SWAT with your family members at Thanksgiving. If we're like, when is this going to become a full-time job for you? At how many entries? Not a full-time, but like
since I don't make any money on it, no matter how many entries there are, it'll never become a full-time job because I'll be in a lot of trouble if I do.
Good point. But when does it become a little bit of a burden? 300 entries?
A burden? I don't think so. It's not, I mean,
it became a burden for me when we started SWATcast, but
yeah, well, it became a burden for me when all of a sudden I had a co-host.
And remember, we're fresh off a bye week, so we're more rejuvenated than ever here.
You would think so. But yeah, no, it's not. I don't know. Like every year I want to increase the number of entries, and I mean, it is what it is. As long as people don't expect me to reply to them immediately, especially if you send it to me on like a Sunday morning, then it's fine. Like the more entries we have, obviously the longer it might take me. But usually when I finally have a chance to sit down in front of the TV, watch some football, that's when I reply, and start adding it to my spreadsheet and get it all ready. So
nice.
I've got the routine down. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how quickly we get to, or how and how many years it takes before we get to 300. But we had a big jump this year, obviously.
300 within. I think a strategy within SWAT is to have multiple entries right off the rip. If you got 2 entries, I think that's manageable to stay in it the whole season. One of them hopefully is alive. And not a lot of overlap effort where it's like, okay, I got multiple teams. When did I take the Lions? Right.
Yeah, the problem with that though is you have to treat, I was just having this conversation with somebody over the weekend. You have to treat it like 2 separate entries though, because if you're like, well, I really think this team's going to do well, I'm going to pick them, but I don't want to pick them for my other entry. Like that could backfire on you because now one is you're putting forth your best effort. That was your number one choice. And the other one, you're not sure. Like, so that way you kind of have to be a little careful about that because especially this week, if you were like, hey, I want Buffalo this week, but I think they're going to blow them out. But on my other entry, I'm going to go with, Atlanta. Whoops. That was a mistake. So I don't know. It depends on how you do it. I've had 2 entries for a number of years and it hasn't really done me any good, but,
I think that's the sweet spot. 2.
Yeah. Oh, listen, I have I think 5 is the most. I have a couple people that have like 4 and 5 entries. Which I pull them. I mean, obviously
4 and 2 is good. 4 or 5, you have a problem.
No. We're not gonna say that about anybody who wants to like go all in and put in multiple entries. No, that's totally fine.
Well, we're gonna have to open up the recruiting pipeline to get to 300. We're gonna have to go all in.
Yeah. So we had talked about, and there was a bunch of people I've asked over the past couple of weeks of like what state they're located in because I wanted to keep track of all that stuff. So I do have that. It's going to be in the write-up, or by the time anybody's watching this, it is in the write-up of
nice.
The percentage and how many states that everybody or how many states are represented in SWAT. besides Connecticut, because obviously that's the biggest one, like where do you guys think like the next state is? Any guesses?
Cousin Johnny, it's your podcast, Cousin Johnny. You lead on this one.
I don't know.
He doesn't know. He probably can't even name like more than 5 states.
I'm gonna go Pennsylvania.
I mean, that's a good guess because it's up there. It's up there. It's actually,
how many states are represented?
well, that was going to be my next question is how many states do you think is actually represented in it?
12.
It is not 12.
10.
It's actually higher than 12.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
18.
It is 18. It is exactly 18.
Nice.
And the number 2 state behind Connecticut is Florida.
Right on. I like that.
Which I attribute that to AJ recruiting people and Katie and Will who recruited you to begin with and recruited a bunch of people when they were down there. So obviously, they're not in Florida anymore, but you're keeping it going. You're going to get us to 300.
Who was at the wedding is in this pool still. I recognize a few other names.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That makes sense.
Yep. But yeah, 18 states we have represented in SWAT, which I was actually surprised at, to be honest with you.
That's awesome.
When I put that together, but I thought that was pretty cool. So, all right, let's we'll jump real quick. John, do you have a parlay this week?
I do. I got
we glanced over it. How did you do on your brother's one? That was from 2 weeks ago. I assume it didn't hit.
I assume it didn't hit either. I don't even.
You didn't even look?
No. When the account's negative every week, so I assume it didn't hit.
Well, if anybody's out there and they bet that parlay and somehow came with positive money, let us know.
Definitely let us know. Sure, I got a couple things here. A couple shout outs first. Shout out Bethany, who was in like first or second before she came on. She's dropped down to 16th. Shout out Eaton W's. Bach was up near the top 2. He's all the way down to 27th. I don't know, like is
the SWATcast jinx
for coming on here? I know, right?
The SWATcast jinx, AJ, you might be in trouble.
Don't got much worse to go. But all right.
I'm going to shout out Jersey. In second place currently. Don't know if it's like what you wear or the state. But shout out Jersey. Shout out Fire Breathers. And shout out Kiss My Unicorn. Again, don't know who they are, but
Kiss My Unicorn is new.
Welcome.
Fire Breathers. I just recently
had a mascot or something, but
I don't know, but he hasn't made picks in a while. Is that why you're shouting him out or no?
Nope, it's a cool name.
Jersey is Sandy.
Okay.
So Sandy from Jersey, so that's and I know she's a big Eagles fan, so
cool.
Well, hold on, you didn't want to shout out the Moops?
Nope.
The Moops, that's me. I'm in 4th place right now.
Nice, Adam.
This is crazy.
Cool.
Yeah,
so
thanks.
I've got so what I did was this. So I know we talked about multiple entries. I've got 2 entries that I make the picks for. I believe, I know Adam, I know I texted you this because it was brought to my attention that I believe I have I'm responsible for picks for the oldest person in the league and the youngest in the league, right? So I've got a 2-month old I've got a 2-month-old son under ND, so I make the picks there. And then me and my grandfather are Jed, who's currently in 8th place, previous winner. And that's me and my grandfather, John and Ed. That's my grandfather, who is 94. So we've got both spectrums there. So my parlay of the week this week is the oldest player in the league. Any guesses?
Joe Flacco.
Yeah. Flacco or Rodgers, or I don't know which one's older.
Nice.
Rodgers is, yep. And I'm going over 1.5 passing touchdowns for Rodgers. And the youngest player in the league is Browns running back Dylan Sampson, who I'm going to go anytime touchdown there. He's 21, and Rodgers is 41. I tried to also incorporate any February 22nd birthdays, which was Adams. Unfortunately, we had Khalil Mack, but I don't know. I'm not betting Khalil Mack to score a touchdown.
Yeah, probably not a good bet.
April 7th, we had, which is my birthday, we had Tiki Barber. Doesn't play anymore. Also means we had Rondé Barber as well. And November 23rd, we had Tim Patrick as an option. Or we did have Tyrone Tracy who's currently on the Giants.
Who is going to be starting now?
Yes.
And same thing with Dylan Sampson. I think.
I know.
If Judkins is out, right?
Scatterborough, huh?
Wait, who do I share
He's
the
out.
November 23rd birthday with? Who do I share the 23rd birthday with? November 23rd?
No, I picked it because I knew it was your birthday.
Oh, respect. Thank you.
Of course.
Man, you guys do your research too.
Well, first of all, we have an intern that does all this research for us ahead of time. But I was going to ask you where did the birthday stuff come from? But okay, so it was just because it was our birthdays.
Correct.
All right. Right. You didn't want to just stick with just like youngest and oldest, and just go with that because maybe that would actually become a winner. You wanted to actually throw more stuff in there to make it even less of a chance.
I was, but I'm not. So just Dylan Sampson, Aaron Rodgers.
But hey, that's got a shot.
All good info.
That's it.
That's definitely got a shot.
Sure.
We'll see. We'll see. Any more shout outs or any more hot takes you got?
That's it for me.
You're good. You're good for now. All right.
Yeah, I assume. Are we playing the game later to talk about?
Yes, I do. I have I've got four matchups where the spreads are like less than 3. Assuming they won't be picked too often, so we'll go there. You did get your first loss. I put it in the write-up because we didn't have SWATcast last week.
Yeah, by how many?
But the brothers beat you by a point.
A point, right? That's what I thought.
They beat you. I'm pretty sure it was a point off the top of my head.
Same.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it was. But yeah, that was an interesting one. I was figuring that one out. But yeah. So one thing that I wanted to just call out because it drives me freaking crazy. I mean, I feel like we bring it up every week because something comes up. But the tush push strikes again. If I don't know, did you guys see that this week? How that was not ruled a fumble and the Giants should have gotten that ball. I mean, that's ridiculous. Like I know the Giants got destroyed and Scatterby went out and all this stuff. But at that point, I think it was tied and that 4th down play, tush push, he reaches over. It's not a goal line play. It's not like we're across the goal line and the play's over. He reached out and was still moving forward and they ripped the ball out. Should have had the ball.
I didn't see the play.
You do me a favor and watch it at some point and you let me know because it's absolutely ridiculous.
What they called forward progress, right?
Forward progress, which is ridiculous. He had just reached out and was still moving forward and the ball got taken away. And yet they're like, forward. I don't think a whistle was blown, nothing. Which I was always in favor of keeping the tush push. It's not like the breaking rules or anything like that. But when the refs don't know how to call it the right way, then maybe then they need to review it because they're either jumping too early or they're ruling forward progress when that's not even the case. But
yeah,
I don't know.
It doesn't seem like it's going anywhere, and I don't know. Like you said, or like I said, you would have won All-State if you could do it back when you played.
Yeah, well, then if that was the case, it would have gone to my offensive line and not to me. So, but I can promise you that wasn't going to happen. We were in the option, and I was not much of an option quarterback, that's for sure. All right, so I know AJ, like he told us beforehand, like he came prepared, he had notes and everything. So
yep.
I'm gonna kick to him real quick, and let him. Well, I mean, the fact that he's even coming with notes, you have you got a pen in hand, you got papers in front of you, like props. Nobody's done that before. Yeah, props, like it's fantastic. Like I love it. So I'll tell you what, like we'll just kick it to you. What do you got?
This probably is in your weekly update, but 12 out of 13 teams this week decided by double-digit points, right?
It was something like that. There were a lot.
Only close game was that Jets Cincinnati game.
Yeah, it was.
So people are all moving up. I take it this week. People are moving up in big chunks this week, then, right?
Yes, because a lot of people are moving down by taking Atlanta. There was a lot of Atlanta picks.
Ooh.
Yeah. Man. I was one of them. One of my other entry went backwards, but so going down 24 combined with some people going 20 or more, that's a big swing, which is why I tell people if you're towards the bottom, like keep making picks because you never know. Like stuff like this happens. That's a 40-point swing in 1 week. So and we're just approaching halfway, so plenty of time left.
I was looking through, another strategy of SWAT, right? There's target the teams that you think stink. That would have been a good strategy with the Browns. That would have been a good strategy with Panthers. They seem to be coming around. Talking years past. But how have some of the prediction brackets been doing, the Nostradamuses of the world? My entry last year was in a shout out to my son. I did a Braden did it versus Braden knows.
Yes,
And
yes.
my prediction bracket ended up being worse than my week to week. So I'm not endorsing the strategy. It's something I've tried. Why not? But
Yeah, listen, I applaud you for taking a chance with that. I mean, yeah,
I do think there's value of looking at the schedule from a broad view. When do if you are targeting who you think is going to stink and adjusting throughout the season, you could start picking on the really crappy teams of the league at least a couple of times a season.
Yeah.
Easier said than done.
Yeah, and I applaud people for doing that, but I don't know how you can or how you can save teams for later on because you don't know. Somebody gets hurt, now that team's not good anymore, or all of a sudden a trade happens and somebody gets better. Like you never know, and that's why I try not to look too far ahead. Again, I never won it, so it's not like I've got a winning strategy or anything like that, but I just things change so much, but I do. It's funny you should ask because I did put it in the weekly write up an update on those three. One of them is doing pretty well. I think has picked all winners and is like within striking distance. So another one was only two losses for like a combined, I think 6 points, but all their wins were like single digits, so they're like way towards the bottom. But it happens. I mean, what can you do?
Do you think we can get an international entry?
I don't know, but I know you said that was a mission of yours. So
we got to get on the recruiting pipeline for that.
Yeah.
If we end up recruiting somebody internationally who's sitting over there watching a lot of soccer and then coming in here and picking picks, then we know it's really anyone's game. You know what I mean? We need this entry.
That's valid.
I mean, the NFL itself has games internationally. Like, why can't we have SWAT entries internationally?
Amen.
Like, it just makes sense, right? So
I totally
maybe
agree.
we need to take the SWATcast to London, and recruit over there. I think
Stay tuned, folks.
That's true. Let's see what kind of budget we have. Maybe we should.
Yeah, Johnny, can you,
That's right,
Johnny, work with the intern and get that set up for us?
Got
so
it.
We can travel and see what we can do and try to get some entries.
Absolutely.
I think that would be interesting. All right, so I've got some. Well, actually, first I'll ask you, AJ. Do you have any quick hitters that you want to
the
throw
last
out there?
couple of quick hitters. Holidays are coming right around the corner, so that's your opportunity to get in front of the SWAT family tree of yours locally. We got 3 games coming up this Christmas for the first time in NFL history. It's a good time to mention SWAT. Turkey Day, mention SWAT. Halloween, mention SWAT. That way you got your home turf crew, an opportunity to talk some smack in 2026. That would be my
you're saying like you go trick or treat. Have you ever been in SWAT? Right? Like,
well, there'll be a game on. No, there won't be a game on Friday, but there'll be a game on Thanksgiving. There'll be a game on Christmas. All right, we're watching football all day. I'm in this pool. What do you think about joining it next year? That way, it's not foreign to them.
Right? I'll do you one better. When everyone's sitting around after you eat, everyone hits the couch. Just throw YouTube on the TV and throw on the SWATcast.
Hey, now we can, cousin Johnny.
And then everybody would fall asleep. Oh man, that would be interesting. That would certainly be interesting.
I liked your lyrics at the end of your updates. You got one this week?
I do.
Hell yeah.
I do. And it's a very selfish one.
Okay.
This one's strictly for me because I don't get many chances for it. So.
All right, I'm looking forward to reading that. Since we're on the topic of music, can you name, you guys on NFL trivia, the 2 NFL teams with bands?
Ooh, the 2 NFL teams with bands.
Marching bands.
I don't think I could.
Cousin Johnny, you got a guess?
No idea.
2 NFL.
The teams have marching bands?
These are the 2 NFL teams that currently have full marching bands, from what I've researched. Number 1, the Washington Commanders, and 2, the Baltimore Ravens.
And they're pretty close to each other.
Yeah, definitely.
Do they share the same band? Is it the same?
I don't
band
believe they do. No, this looks like this is individual bands in the NFL stadium, which I think is kind of cool. So that was my last tidbit on my list. I'll let you take us to the finish line, boss.
All right. Yeah, I got quick hitters for you.
Cool.
So you're the one that asked us the question about what stadium that you want to visit. So I'll ask you, what stadium would you like to visit? NFL, college, like what's top of your list?
Lambeau's been checked off
Yep.
the list. That is the answer. In the NFL, it would nice to be check out the Death Star. You gotta parlay it into a little vacation. So going to see Vegas play your favorite NFL team is a no brainer. I think that's the way to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I hear you.
That's the
All right.
answer for the NFL.
Okay. Who's your all-time favorite athlete?
That's a great question. I'll probably have to go with the local kid, Dwayne Wade. Favorite
Okay.
all-time athlete, Dwayne Wade, Miami Heat. I was a basketball player growing up. Got to check those guys out in the NBA Finals. Went to one of those games when it was, an important one to see. Saw them with
Nice.
Shaq. They were relevant through through my growing up. Like I wish I had those memories with the Miami Dolphins, but unfortunately, like my us being good memories are with Florida Marlins and the Miami Heat. And Dwayne Wade's a lifer, so shout
Yeah.
out to the South Florida lifer.
Nice,
That's what
nice.
I think.
I've been to one NBA game in my entire life, and it was when during Linsanity when the Knicks were in town in Miami. I was down in Florida, and we just
Nice.
decided to get tickets, and we went to the game. That was it. That was the only
Heck,
reason why I went. Like, I mean, I'm not a huge NBA fan. I'd be a Knicks fan, or I am a Knicks fan, I guess you could say, but I don't watch it religiously. But I
right.
like the New York team, so. But so there you go, a little connection there.
Cool.
Okay, so I know you mentioned the like the 5K and all that stuff, and I understand that you're like a big runner. So my question for you is why you run so much? I'm just
Uh,
tired listening to the fact that you run all these different things. I mean, kudos to you, but why?
Uh, I'm still running a couple of miles a week now. It used to be like the 5K, 10K, and half marathon thing, maybe 5, 10 years ago.
Okay,
Uh,
okay.
it's a good release, but we were all signing up for run clubs that had some beer at the end of the finish line. I think that's a good common
So I
denominator.
guess it's
That's
the
a good
reward.
motivation.
It's the
There's
reward at the end of it. Yeah.
there's some camaraderie with that. That still holds true for the Wednesday run club that I go to locally. It's a good community thing. Um, my father ran a full marathon. He's a SWAT entry. Shout out to him. That's a crazy accomplishment. I know Katie still stayed
Absolutely.
true with that. Good release. Good to be outdoors. A good rule of thumb to try to break a sweat every day. It's one way to get in and out. You don't need a ball. You don't need anything to go against.
I hear you. I hear you. Every sport I played, running was always a punishment. So that's why to me it just makes no sense.
Yeah,
All right. Let's see. So being a Florida guy, are you a big Disney fan?
Not a huge Disney guy.
Have you gone to Disney?
I've been to Disney a couple of times. I've
And
been
were
to
you
Disney
ever
within the last 10 years.
okay, all right.
I
Well,
got
there you
little
go.
I got a 2.5-year-old, so my Disney days are coming towards me,
Yeah, oh yeah.
full
Oh yeah,
speed
you'll be
ahead.
there.
But
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I've been to Epcot within the last 10 years or so, but not a huge Disney fan in the sense like I can tell you what their latest movie is going to be or anything like that. But hit me. What do you
Gotcha.
got?
Gotcha. No, no, I was just gonna ask because like have you ever been there where
Heck yeah.
you've been what they say pixie dusted, where you get some kind of like special upgrade or I've heard that term thrown. I'm a Disney fan and I'm on like those Disney pages and stuff, especially when I was planning the trip that I went on a couple years ago. And people call it being pixie dusted, where you get some like special treat all of a sudden you get upgraded to a different hotel room or whatever. So just curious.
I have not been pixie dusted.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
I just figured to throw that out there. I'm just kind of curious about that. So, all right, we talked about holidays before. What's your favorite holiday?
Thanksgiving for sure. Lands on birthday every so often. And football, good food, being with your loved ones, you can't go wrong with that.
Nice. Favorite Halloween candy?
Snickers bar.
All right. Okay, gotcha. I like the Reese's. What is your favorite McDonald's go-to meal?
Ooh, not a big fast food guy.
No,
I haven't been
no.
to McDonald's in a long, long time, and it was an egg McMuffin last time. I was in a jam at breakfast. That was the last time
Okay,
I had McDonald's, but
got
I
it.
haven't been to McDonald's in a minute, man. Not in
Not
a,
not even like not even the McRib when it's out.
nothing like that.
Oh man, you're missing out. You're missing out. All right, who's your pick right now? If
Mhm.
you had to pick, who's your pick to win the Super Bowl this year?
Ooh, Super Bowl. I think that the Detroit Lions might win the Super Bowl. If I'm like, on SWATcast and putting it out there in the universe, I think that they're going to take it this year.
Okay. All right. All right. And then final question, do you think Johnny will ever hit one of his parlays from SWATcast?
Ooh, long shot. He's doing his research, which I like. But you know, I wouldn't put my money on today's.
It's insane.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
same, but I will.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will. Johnny, any questions? Any last questions for our guest, our enthusiastic SWAT guest?
I don't think so.
No. All right. So AJ's on a mission, obviously, to increase the number of entries every single year, to get us up to 300, to get us more states represented, to get us an international entry. You know, I know you'll be doing that. So you're now automatically on the SWATcast crew.
Right
So
on.
we now have an intern who I still have never met before. Johnny was in charge of that one, and then and now you're recruiting. We'll call you the recruiting coordinator.
I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah.
Welcome to be aboard.
Yeah, awesome. Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, guys, this was fun. Thank you very much, AJ, for coming on. Totally appreciate it. Love your enthusiasm for SWAT and you know the back and forth and all that stuff. So really appreciate it. And shout out, of course, to AccuDock.
Shout out AccuDock. Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, like you said, just a bunch of crazy games this past weekend, right?
Right.
You know, you're never out of it. I know I was watching one big thing like last night. Are the Chiefs back?
Back.
You know, huge win. They only scored when Scary Terry had one, you know, caught it on the sideline. Even though I think his toenail might have been out of bounds, I don't know on that one. But it was, you know, Commanders look terrible. Jets got a huge win. Giants lose Scatterborough. You know, again, week to week, who knows what's going to happen?
You never know.
That is true. That is true. Just remember, everybody, make your picks. Don't forget, play with pride. All right. Thanks,
Later,
everyone.
guys.
Good luck.
Thanks, guys.
Take it easy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.